good afternoon, depending upon where you are, or maybe even good evening. I have no idea. Anyway, no matter where you are, one of the things that I know is absolutely everywhere is this idea of we need some rest. People are drawn to something that will bring about the sense of rest. I'm just moving my microphone here because I realize it's not very close. So hopefully that'll improve the sound and not just make things weird. Anyway, this idea of deep rest. Now, they say a lot of people find me because of my work with insomnia. And they say a good day begins with a good night, which means getting a good night's sleep. So a lot of people think of rest simply as physical rest. I need to get to sleep at night. My body needs some rest. But there's more than one kind of rest. There is the physical rest. Yes, and in Chinese medicine, that would have to do with the physical body, which is more the flesh, the muscles, which is we would associate that with what we call spleen energy, which is digestion. Okay. When you digest your food, you create all the cells in your body. You create blood cells and muscle tissue and skin and hair and enzymes and hormones and everything comes from the food and fluids that you eat and drink. So we associate physical rest with spleen energy, but there's also mental rest. And we tend to forget that. That part doesn't seem to show up in our equation. The mental rest we associate with kidney energy. Now, I'm not going to go into Chinese medicine here because I could stand up here for over an hour. Excuse me for hitting my microphone. I could sit here for over an hour and just go on and on about Chinese medicine, but I won't bore you with that. But kidney energy has more to do with the brain, as well as a lot of other things in the body. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee here. So we are in a place in our culture where mental rest is practically impossible until and unless you make the decision, I am going to do this. I'm going to carve out some time and some space for mental rest. And what does it mean to have mental rest? Well, for one thing, I don't want you to run away from this video or not come to my lives. I go live here every week, 11 a.m. Pacific time. And wherever you are, if you're on the East Coast of the United States, that's 2 p.m. And if you're anywhere else in the world, I don't know. I know if you're in New Mexico, that would be 12 noon. That much I do know. Mountain time is 12 noon. So mental rest. How do you carve out the time for mental rest and the space? You step away from the computer. Years ago, John Denver had a song, Blow Up the TV. Okay, I love that song. I loved it back then. I love it today. Blow up the TV. Well, a lot of people aren't watching television anymore. Everybody streams everything on the internet. Turn off the computer, step away from the screen, put down, oh my God, yes, put down your cell phone, walk outside and leave your cell phone inside. Now, there's one exception, two exceptions to that, I would say. Well, maybe more. Obviously, if you have somebody who's in a potentially emergency situation, they're in a hospital, you need to have your phone with you, if in case you have to take action, or if you have a child that you need to have that phone with you because they need to communicate. I'm not talking about that. That's the good news about having the cell phone. But other than that, I have two apps that I love. One is a bird identification app. So when I hear a bird singing, I turn on this app and it will identify the bird for me, usually. Not all the time, and sometimes it says we don't have enough information. This is the Cornell University BirdNet, they call it. I love the app. And then there's something called PlantNet. So if you have a plant, you're taking a walk and there's a plant and you don't know what it is, this apparently, I haven't really used it yet, but supposedly it can identify the plant. That's a reason to have your phone with you. I will make those exceptions. But other than that, no, no, no. A big way to get mental rest is to remove yourself from all those things that are trying to grab your attention. Look at me, pay attention to me, shiny object, you know. When grandma was a girl, there was no such thing as the internet. There was no such thing as a cell phone. Okay? There was more physical labor back then, but these other things, not so much. So she had a different mental health status. Now, maybe your particular grandma suffered from depression or anxiety or something like that. But mental rest was less of a problem when the world was not in our face every single second of every single day. In order to get good physical rest, you need good mental rest. It's a requirement. You cannot, there's nobody that has a dotted line over here. And from here down, I'll rest, and from here up, it just keeps going. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So, what can you do other than put down your phone? Well, I highly recommend that you check out my YouTube page. I have a YouTube channel now. It's this big, but I just shot 2 videos this past weekend, actually. I'm going to be editing them and uploading them this week. And I upload new videos all the time. And I talk about insomnia, about rest, about health, about all different kinds of things to help you get mental and physical rest. A good day begins with the good night before, but a good night before begins with a good day. And part of what a good day means is balancing this outer necessity of your life. There's a lot of stuff we all have to do, let's face it. I mean, the house isn't going to clean itself. The groceries won't get shopped on their own. The car isn't going to get repaired. There's all these things that we have to do. But the other thing that we have to do is remind ourselves all the time of that wonderful question that the poet Mary Oliver asked. What will you do with your one wild and precious life? We need to balance the outer needs and the inner needs, the authentic self. What does she need or he need? These are the questions that East West Healing Space deals with. I personally take it from my perspective, but we are a collective of healers. We are growing. I've got other people who are coming in, and we offer different kinds of approaches to different aspects of healing. And I would love to have you not only check out my YouTube channel, but subscribe to it. Who doesn't want subscribers? Hello. And hit the notification bell while you're there so that you'll be notified whenever I upload another video, because it just might be the one answering the question that you're asking. Let's hope it is. And if it isn't, let me know the question that you're asking. I'll see what I can do about that. Okay, that's what I've got for you today, and I will see you next week, same time, same station, same place, right here. And thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.